Good morning, noodlers. This is Paul Romero here on New Op Day. This is March 16th, 2015, a beautiful New Op Day morning here in Phoenix, Arizona. And we are here with the Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training number 93 today. Been doing these for quite some time now, and we have a lot of different content out there. Some of it is very real estate specific, wholesale real estate specific. Some of it is complete mindset information and in the type of person that you need to become in order to be successful, not only at wholesale real estate, but pretty much at anything in life. Some of the information that we have out there is general sort of business orientated applications that anybody can put towards that anybody can apply towards any type of a business that they're operating or want to operate that can help them to be successful. So we've given a lot of various information out here over the past, I think about 10, probably more than that, more like about a dozen or so hangouts here. John and I have been discussing a success plan. And the plan itself is pretty awesome, but the purpose behind the plan is what's really awesome, because the main thing that prevents people from being successful is basically a lack of purpose and a lack of a plan that directs them towards that purpose. So the whole idea of creating this success plan is to, first of all, get an idea of what it is that you really want to achieve and what it is that you really want out of this life or your business. With this success plan that we talked about here, you can use this as a personal plan or you can use it as a business plan. You can work it both ways. If you own a business or if you're self-employed, which is where you have business ownership, but you still have to work in the business. If you own a business, you have business ownership that you really don't work in the business. There's a big difference there. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So if you are a business owner, whether you're a business owner or a self-employed owner of a business, you'll probably find working a business plan, working this success plan about your business will have some ties to your personal plan, and vice versa, that if you work this for a personal plan, that your business is going to play a key role in that as well too. So those are going to cross mesh, and you may want to, whichever one you start with, you may definitely want to do one of each for these, so you can and this is something that you're not just going to do this one time. That's one of the key elements to your success in life too, is correct and continue. The plan that you make today or this weekend or what you've been working on with us for the past few weeks, it's not going to happen like you want it to happen, when you want it to happen, how you expect it to happen. Sorry, it just ain't. It isn't. Proper English. We'll use proper English. It's just not going to happen the way you expect it to, because you know what? You just ain't that smart. You don't know exactly what's going on out there and how things are going to come into play and when things are going to happen. You have no idea when that's going to happen. You can only do your best to lay out a plan and work your way through the steps to achieve the ultimate goal that you want at the end of the day. Now, that's the purpose for having the plan, because if you just have this idea of getting there and all these thoughts in your head about, this is how I'm going to do it, this is how I'm going to get there, today I'm going to do this, and tomorrow I'm going to do that, and the next day I'm going to do that. Well, today you do this and it goes great, and tomorrow you go to do that and it doesn't go so great, and then the next day you don't know what to do because you don't have a plan, and the things that went the day before didn't work towards what you wanted to get the third day done the way that you expected it to, and now everything's all discombobulated and it makes no sense and you're not sure what to do, and you have to start all over thinking about, okay, well, now how do I do this, how do I start all over? So that's why you need a written plan. That's why you got to have this out in writing so you can look at it, you can adjust it, because you're definitely going to see on a daily basis that you're not going to achieve everything that you want to achieve. You're also going to see that some things that you want to achieve, you excel and achieve even greater advancement and success than you had hoped for. So you can look at something like that and go, wow, that went fantastic. And I just skipped 3 steps of what I anticipated on doing there. I got all that accomplished just today. So that can go on the side burner over here. I don't have to worry about that for, till next week now. And I can put my focus over on these things that, maybe didn't go so well. This thing here didn't happen at all. What happened there? I don't know. It blew up. I tried, nothing happened. Well, let's put that back on the front burner there, and let's make sure that we put a little effort towards trying to make that happen the next day. So you have to be able to adjust and adapt, and the only way that you can do that seriously and keep control of it and understand what you're doing and see where your accomplishments are, where your successes are, and where your I'm not going to use the word failures, but your setbacks, let's say, where those are, because you're not failing at any of this. Now, a failure and what do we call it? A temporary knockdown, let's call it, are 2 different things. A failure is when you get knocked down and you don't get up. A temporary knockdown, you get knocked down, you might be discombobulated for a little while, but you get up and you keep going. So a temporary setback is a lot different than a failure. A failure really comes down to a quitter. The only thing that we fail at is that which we give up upon. Is that with which we give up on. Those are the only things that we actually fail at. Anything that we continue to pursue, there is no failure. There's only temporary knockdowns, temporary setbacks. That's all there is. And when you realize that and you say, oh, wow, went out and tried to get this done today, but I just got kicked in the face today and nothing happened. Well, that happens sometimes. But understanding that, okay, let's look at why. Why didn't I accomplish anything today? Why did I get kicked in the face? Why did this not go the way it was supposed to go? And in the analyzation of the circumstance of the setback or the failure, if you want to call it, of the temporary failure, within the circumstance of that failure, you'll usually find your answer to what you need to do to adjust, to correct, and continue in a successful way. And you can go back out there again after you figure that out, and you can hit it again, and you can do it this adjusted, better way, and you can achieve the success that you're looking for and advance to where you're trying to go. So, as I say, there is no failure. There's only temporary setback, temporary knockdown. You can call it temporary failure if you like, temporary discouragement, all of those things. It's all temporary. And the answer to correcting the setback is generally found within the circumstances of what caused it. Look there first, always, for how to correct and continue and fix things. So this success plan that we talked about is very, very powerful because it allows you to create that whole, isn't this the book? Oh, that's not the book. It allows you to create that whole outline of what you want and where you need to go. And the awesome thing about this is, you have to have some kind of a purpose, some kind of a definite, chief aim that you really want to accomplish. And that's like step one. And a lot of people don't even have that. A lot of people are just, wandering around going, yeah, well, hey, I want this and I want that and blah, blah, blah. But they don't really have a serious focus upon what it is that they truly do want. And so the secondary thing that this success plan will do for you, it'll actually help you define what your ultimate goal, what your ultimate purpose, what your ultimate chief aim is. That's what's really awesome about it. You can start out with a real generic kind of a, okay, in 3 years from now, I want to have X amount of dollars a month. I want to have, this kind of a car. I want to have this kind of a relationship. I want to have this kind of a family life. I want to have this kind of a house, whatever it is. You can write some general stuff out there. Start with whatever you can think of. It makes no difference. And as you work your way back towards how to start working that direction, you'll probably find along the way, just working backwards at first, that each time you break this down, you're going to be getting more ideas about some clarity about what it is that you really, really want. And so that's the whole idea, is defining, is helping, put a clear picture out there of what it is that you really want, and then put a clear picture right here of what it is that you need to do today to start working towards what you want. So it does really two awesome things. Is it helps you build clarity upon your dream, so to speak, and then it also narrows it right back down into clarity of individual steps that you need to start taking in order to achieve that dream. Because any dream that you have is achievable. Now, I'm going to go through this little breakdown of this one more time, because this is an awesome plan. And we've got some printed out things that, if you're interested in seeing sort of a more of a printed out breakdown, sort of a outline of something that you can do this with, you can put them, put the holes in them, put the 3-ring holes in them, stick them in a binder, whatever you want to do. Send us an email at propertynoodlers@gmail.com, and we can certainly send you some copies of what these little outlines are. But basically what you're going to do is, as we talked about, you start with your 3-year plan, okay? And that is just go 3 years out. You might want to go 5 years out even. If you go 5 years out, then you're going to break it down to a 3-year plan. So just simple enough, that's what's going to happen. If you want to go 5 years ahead, that's great. The first step that you want to do from the 5-year plan is break that down to your 3-year plan, as far as, working your steps. Where do I need to be in 3 years? What needs to be happening in 3 years for me to be able to achieve that 5-year? So just for simplicity, though, we're going to do this in a 3-year plan, and this is where you go from 3 years. You start with your 3-year plan, and that is your ultimate goal. That is your dream. That is what you want. That is where you see yourself in 3 years. Now, I'm going to rephrase something. It's not what you want, okay? Wants are weak. 3 years, it is my desire in 3 years that I will have this, okay? Not I want this in 3 years. Want is weak. This is my desire that in 3 years I will have this. Much more powerful. The way you say things is very important. So this is my desire in 3 years that I will have this. All right. So when you look at that, when you write that down, and it's good to start, and you always want to start with this. And when you write that down, you want to take yourself from this seat where you're at right now, getting ready to write this down, and project yourself 3 years into the future into this seat. And when you write this out, write it out in the first person. I am Paul Romero. I am standing here in 2018, whatever this day is. And I see myself as this type of a person. And I see myself having these things, these types of things. And I see myself doing these things here. And that's basically what you want to break it down to, is what do you know, have, be, and do. 3 things that you want to have, the 3 things that you are not, well, not the 3 things. These are the 3 things that you want to break it down to. The things that you want to have, the things that you want to be, type of person that you want to be, and the things that you want to have. Have? No, do. Sorry. The things that you want to have, type of person you want to be, and the things that you want to be doing. Those are the 3 things. Break it down into those 3 things right there, and that's a great start into building this dream. So the have, obviously, is sort of, your environment, creating your environment, where the type of house and thing, personal, things that you want to have. The person that you want to be goes on a more spiritual and relationship sort of level, as far as the type of person that you want to be and how you want people to interact with you and that sort of thing. And of course, the things that you are doing. This would be the side where your business comes in. This is also the side where your play comes in. This is your business and play. Things that you want to be doing for yourself for enjoyment, and things that you want to be doing for your business and others. Okay. So those are the three things to create your 3-year dream right there. Use those three things, and you can build everything out that you need to be. Now, from there, once you have this sort of big dream, you break it down into some key elements. You might say, okay, I broke that, I have that dream basically designed around these three things: have, be, and do. Well, maybe I take the have and I create 2 or 3 things out of that have. Things that I want to have, break that down to, these 3 categories within the have. Like, okay, I want to have things that I want to have for possessions, things that I want to have for my physical body. Maybe I want to have a really strong physical healthy body. That could be a thing. So break it down into whatever you've written out there into a couple, so, and the things that I want to be. Okay, maybe I want to be a better father. Okay, so fathers are very important. Maybe I want to be a better communicator with people at work. Okay, so whatever it is in what you want to be, break a couple categories out. And the same thing with have. Okay, I want to have a very successful business. Okay, what type of a very successful real estate business. Okay, so break that out into this, that, couple things there. And I want to have I want to be doing I want to be doing I want to be doing um, skydiving once a month or whatever. So whatever it takes. Just like I said, break these out into a few different categories, and then from there you'll be able to look at each one of those little categories, and you'll be able to break those down into steps. In order for me to get this, what am I going to have to kind of start doing here? And what do I want to have? What am I going to start doing here in order to get this, and here to get this, and here to get this, and here to get this? Okay. And that's how you do it. You break that out, and then you break it down again. And then once you get, and that's your 1-year plan, is breaking out those 6 steps. And then once you've got those all broken down, now you really break it down to a 90-day plan. Or maybe you want to go to a 6-month. Maybe you want to go to a half-year plan. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. There's no strict, specific. You have to do it this way, or it's not going to work kind of situation here. You can do it any freaking way you want to, and it's going to work for you as long as you stick to it. That's the thing. See, the only way that anything's ever going to work for you is if you stick to it. So you break it down to your 60-day, or your 6-month, or your 90-day, whichever way you want to do it. You do still want to break it down to a 90-day, as far as breaking it down into more and more and more little action steps. You want to bring it to the 90-day. That's a key place to be. With basically, I've got this thing. So you start out here with a grand plan. You make some steps. You break it down even further and further. So we're building this thing out. We're making it big. We're getting it down to the minutia of each little individual piece. What's it going to take 90 days from now? Where does this little piece need to be to work its way up to that? Where does this piece need to be to work its way up to that? Where does this need to be to work its way up to that? Now, once you've got the 90-day, you've got the wide body here. As you'll see, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. When we go to the 60-day now, you'll see it starts getting smaller. Okay. From the 90-day to the 60-day, this is where you say, okay, boom, this is the massive where we got to get to. Now you're looking at, okay, how am I going to get there? So the first thing you want to do is take all that stuff and kind of do like you did with the big dream and prioritize it. What are the most important things here that really absolutely have to be happening in order for me to be able to take the next steps up towards the 1-year plan, or go to the 60-day or the 6-month plan, or whatever it is. So you want to look at these things and go, well, this piece right here, if this isn't really happening right now, it's not going to hurt anything. We always want to make sure that there's something happening in all of these steps though. So you have a small arrow that goes down only a little ways. And then you have, like I'll show you on the deal here. So you've got some small arrows that only go like this piece right here. This is not all that important. You know, these are the areas where I really, really, really want to have success in. Okay, these all have to be being worked on. These couple right here, this one over here, these two over here, you can see I can knock a few of these off the plate. They only need to have a little bit of progress happening at this point in time. They don't really, or actually what you're thinking about is by the time I get up to here, I should have more time to actually spend a little bit in these little areas. For now, these areas need more focus right away, okay? So you see how that works? So now we start breaking it down. There's a few areas that by the time I get there, hopefully I'll have more time that I can put a little bit more focus on those. But for right now, these other areas to me, I see as the most important where I need to really start doing more focus. So now once you get those broken down, obviously then you take it from a 90-day to a 60-day, then you take it to a 30-day, and the 30-day is highlighted in orange because the 30-day is really your key target. And again, you'll see where we've broken it down. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 areas that we've broken down out of, you know, a whole bunch up here, but we've broken it down into 11 specific areas. And now you say, okay, got to spend a little time with these areas here, very little on these two here, this one a little bit, but these four right here are the key places where really got to be putting the target out. 30 days from now, we got to have, you know, action taking place in these areas in order to free up time in the other areas. From there, you can take it down to the 15-day, which is what I like, from the 30 to the 15-day, because really, you know, you can look at that and go, okay, out of these four now, these are the two most important things. And then you can go from the 15-day, then you can start, if you want to break it down, continue even breaking it down, which I like to do. I like to completely work this thing backwards to day one. I would go now to 10 days and I would say, okay, out of 10 days, this is definitely the #1 target. This is the secondary target. And 5 days from now, this is the #1 target. Okay, so now I can break down my 5 days. In 5 days from now, what are the steps that I need to do to get to that point? And then once I got, now once I've got that back, right? So my 5-day plan as I was at, so in 5 days, I got to do something to get to this point, right? But then, okay, I'm here, I made it. Well, this one piece right here fell a little short, but now I got to start focusing on this because in 10 days, I want to be here. So I got to focus a little bit on that first, but I can also start putting my focus over towards this. You see what I mean? So now you've like, okay, I got here with this, great. Now I can start putting my focus over here as well too. And now we can start moving 2 pieces up the ladder instead of just 1. And then we can go up to the next level and we can say, okay, now with this, I can start working on this piece, and now we can have 4 pieces moving up the ladder instead of just 2. And that's sort of how it steamrolls, is it just starts picking up momentum, because each time you advance with these steps, and like I said, you're going to have some setbacks. You're going to say, oh man, I can't move forward with that one just yet because, you know, this part didn't work right. No big deal. Maybe everything has to be put off a day. Okay. Maybe by the time you get here to your 30-day plan, you really only achieved 30 days worth of success in, how many areas do we have there? We have what, 4 major areas? Maybe only 2 of these areas you've actually achieved the full success that you want, and these other 2 areas are falling behind a little bit. That's fine. What do we do now? We reset a new 30-day plan. You don't just keep charging forward into trying to achieve that 60-day plan. This is where you go back and forth. Once you reach your 30-day plan, what do? Rewrite where you're at, look at where you need to go, maybe do a little bit of adjustments of where you need to go, going, okay, this piece right here, this one's going to have to be shortened up. It's going to be on hold a little bit because I got to put more focus over here where we didn't have so much success. These 3 pieces over here, back off those, work on these. Rewrite the 30-day plan. Take the 30-day plan here and now say, okay, this one right here, don't need to worry about that. These 3 right here are the focus. What do we have going on here? Where do I need to be 30 days from now? And where exactly are we? You know, this is where we got to. What exactly do we need to do in these 3 areas? And then you can start taking these 3 areas and work them backwards like you did before down to your next 15-day and your 5-day and your 10-day and your 5-day, and build your plan again. Build a new plan every month. Every 30 days, you take this thing and you rebuild your plan. You adjust it so that you stay on track. That's the key to this. Is every 30 days you've got to take this thing, sit down with it, look at the accomplishments and the achievements that you've made, see where your shortcomings are, see where you've accelerated, look at where you need to be going, recreate a new 30-day plan based on what you've got here. You might even rewrite the whole dang plan. Maybe you plan on doing that every quarter. When you get up to the 90-day level, you do your 15-day, your 30-day, your 60-day. Maybe when you get here, you say, okay, now I've got to evaluate my 1-year plan and I got to redo this whole thing. Doesn't matter. That's staying on track. That's what this whole thing is about. Create something. You got to lay a set of tracks before you can start going down them. This is laying down the set of tracks. And then you can get the train fired up and you can start rolling out of the stockyard there, and you're going to go very slow at first. But you'll start picking up a little bit of momentum, and then there's going to be stops along the way. You're going to get to the first town, which is 30 days away. That's the first little town. And once you pull up into the train station there, what do you got to do? Well, some passengers got to get off, some passengers got to get on. Some tasks have to be marked as finished. Some tasks have to be marked as unfinished, need continuation, and some new tasks have to be added in, right? This is a train ride. It's not a sprint down a 50-yard dash and boom, you're done. This is a train ride across the country. It's going to take a while, okay? There's going to be some really nice stretches where you can go halfway across Texas and get and make a huge step. But for right now, you got to start off. You go, the first small town is just 30 days away. It's right down the road. You can only get so much done between now and then, and that's what the plan's all about. So anyway, I kind of wanted to throw that out there, get you guys excited about how this plan is supposed to work for you, what the purpose of it is, because without a definite purpose, and this is going to help you refine that definite purpose and get clarity of your definite purpose. Without a definite purpose, not really wondering where you want to go, you're never going to get anywhere, okay? And without a definite plan to get to that definite purpose, you're never going to be able to navigate your way through all of the roadblocks and distractions that are going to get you. You're going to be going around and around and around in circles, and maybe you're making progress, but wouldn't it be better to go up and maybe veer off this way a little bit, and maybe go over here, maybe you have to go flat back this way and then you go up a little bit, but wouldn't it be better to pretty much kind of be going forward the whole way instead of around in circles, and and possibly over here and possibly back over here and maybe back down over here and then up over here a little bit? That's what the plan can do for you. That's what the plan is all about, is to get rid of the going in circles and get you on even though it's a zigzaggy path, it's not going to be a bullet straight line. Even though it's a zigzaggy path, there's a lot of bent rails in the track that we're laying down. So, the train track goes like this a lot, but that's okay. Once you get rolling, there's going to be a stretch of track where, hey, we got a whole load of straight line and we got nothing in front of us. Let's lay down some track that goes straight ahead, and whoo-hoo, off you go. All right, guys. So that's it. That's the importance of this plan. Go back to, let's see, where did we start this at? I think about 80. I think it was 86 is where we started. Yep, I think it was about 86. Go back to real estate training number 86. We are on today. Oops, I'm sorry. We're on 93. Is it today? Yeah, we're on 93. So, I mean, it's only, gosh, really? 86 to 93? There's only 7. All right, well, there's only 7 videos that put this whole thing together for you. This one caps it off. 8 videos there, so get yourself the plan. If you're interested in the outline for the plan, send us an email to propertynoodlers@gmail.com. We can send you some copies of this for you to start building it. But you see how it goes. You see how that I got it here. All you gotta do is go out and get yourself one of these. page 1. Write your 3-year plan. All right. Get some scratch paper. Write your 1-year plan. Look at your 3-year plan. Break it down into your 6 pieces. Okay. Write that down in your 3-year plan. Get another piece of scratch paper. 1-year plan. Break it all down. Write it in your book. Put it in your book because that's you're going to want to be able to look at this once you get this whole thing all written down to what am I doing tomorrow and start working backwards. Now you can keep track. You can look at here. Okay, here's what I want to do. Did I do it? Boom. Anyway, going to end this today, as we always do, with the Napoleon Hill prayer, which goes, "O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom, with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire." Everybody have a great day. Great new op day here today. First day of the new strong session. Get out there and make something happen, even if it's making a plan. You know what? You can't make anything happen if you don't have a plan for it. You got to have a plan. Make a plan. Plan to make a plan. If you got a plan to make a plan, plan to make a plan. That's a plan. All right, that's a start. So everybody, have a great week. We'll see you here back on Wednesday, the 18th.